good morning, and thank you very much for coming to our Sunday service. Happy Labor Day. Yesterday, Okinawa Festival was held at the Convention Center, and today they are going. So if you have time, it's nice to visit the Convention Center. Lots of people, and many events, and many foods. So I think it was a good opportunity. But I think people are kind of waiting for the opportunity, in-person opportunity, and so many people are there. And so maybe if you want to avoid a crowd, maybe not. They have an online website is also available. So anyway, we'd like to start Sunday service today, English service, invocation led by Reverend Tanaka. Page 3.
Invocation. Amida Buddha, the awakened one, the compassionate one, we ask for your guidance on this happy day. Lead us from the numbness of routine and from all weariness of heart to the peaceful place of compassion and wisdom. Grant us the strength and abiding consciousness to work together harmoniously in our temple and our community. Help us to always remember that life is one and therefore that all living things coexist and are interconnected. And that your infinite light of compassion shines upon the heart of everyone. Namu Amida.
Namu Amida desu. Page 5, Vandana Tisarana. Page 6. page 8, golden chain. Together, I am a link in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to sing pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to give pure and beautiful peace, knowing that on what I do now depends my happiness or misery. May everything in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love become bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu. Page 9, Eightfold Path. The Buddha teaches us that we may become pure and holy by following the rules he laid down for us. Let us repeat them and also remember at all times what they mean. First, right understanding. Let us learn and try to understand the truth. Second, right purpose. Let us try always to do what is right. Third, right speech. Let us be truthful and kind in all we say. Fourth, right conduct. Let us try to behave ourselves at all times. Fifth, right livelihood. Let us earn our living in a way which will not harm anyone. Sixth, right endeavor. Let us constantly try to become better. Seventh, right thought. Let us cherish our thoughts because our words and our actions arise from our thoughts. Eighth, right meditation. Let us think often of Amida Buddha and repeat the sacred name, Namo Amida Butsu. May the sacred presence of Amida, who said he would abide in his teaching, be our guide. May we follow his glorious example and tread with comforting steps this noble path until we too shall attain enlightenment. Namo Amida Butsu. Now, page 24, Shoyaku no in praise of Amida Buddha's light, led by Reverend Tanabe. During chanting Namo Amida Butsu, please offer incense. Page 25, Egan, Mary transference for the deceased. Dedicating Mary through the chanting of sutra passages and the calling of Amida's name is an important practice in Jodo. This is a time to offer our prayers to our ancestors and beloved ones, as well as to remember them with gratitude for all they have done for us. May we aspire to live fruitful, peaceful lives while sending our souls to those who are not with us in this world. Let us now offer our prayers so that everyone be released from suffering and be born into Amida Buddha's pure life of ultimate bliss. Namo Amida. Dedication of merit for all. Okay, once again, good morning and thank you. Last week, I talked about, that Christianity was first brought to Japan in 1549. And it was Francis Xavier, Christian missionary. And to be exact, he was a Society of Jesus, in Japanese, Jesus Francisco Xavier. So he was the first person who transmitted the teaching of Christianity. At first, Japanese actually very welcomed the Christianity because he came on the same boat with a trading boat. So he was able to bring many treasures that Japanese never seen before. So they welcome Christianity, and one of the Japanese daimyo, the lords, he built a temple, special temple. So he allowed him to transmit the teaching of Christianity. However, Japanese one thing didn't like the idea of Christianity was the existence of hell. That is, lasts for eternal. Once who fell into the hell, there is no way out. So that part actually Japanese didn't like. And they wonder, where are my ancestors? Because there are two worlds, either heaven or hell, and hell is eternal, and there is no way out. So the fact they never met the teaching of Christianity, so they assume ancestors are hell according to Christianity, and they didn't like the idea. And they also made a question. Okay, we understand that God is almighty, he can do anything, but then why he cannot save ancestors from the hell? Why he cannot save the ancestors? That is a question Japanese actually asked the Francis Xavier. And it is actually a letter from Francis Xavier still exists, and you can see online, and that is very interesting. And he actually realized Japanese people, the culture, very advanced, they are very polite, and they are very smart, so they even made such a very difficult question. So that was written on the letter that Francis Xavier sent a letter to the headquarters. He was a Society of Jesus is Portuguese, so he came on the boat of the Portuguese trade ship. So anyway, that is the Christian world, two worlds. So Christianity, the important part of the teaching is that they encourage go to the heaven, because hell is such a scary world. So in order not fall into hell, they do make every effort good, recommend to the heaven. So that is actually very good. Then what is the difference about our understanding of Buddhism? That Buddhism is actually more complicated. Not only heaven and hell. It is actually we call samsara. It's a core idea of our life. So our life is not beginning to end, the birth and death. But this is a part of a big, viewpoint. It's a wheel of life. We call it wheel of life. So once in a wheel, then it actually keep going. You cannot get out of the wheel. It's keep going. And our life, death, even though there is birth and death, but it is a part of great wheel. That is the idea of the born in Indian thought. So we call it samsara or rinne. And rinne, nowadays we understand it means the world of death. And it is originally meaning of wandering. So cycling of death and rebirth. And or we can call it differently, cyclic change, or karmic cycle, transmigration, or cycle of successive existence, and wheel of life. That we call samsara. So samsara is actually, life is never end. It actually keeps going like a wheel of life. So that is a part. Then Mahayana Buddhism, we believe there are 6 worlds of samsara. The first one is called Tendo or Tenka. It's a heavenly being. It is like a heavenly being. Sometimes we understand it is heaven. But this is a part of samsara. It's not eternal. It's actually only a part of samsara. So it is said that the world of gods or celestial beings called Tendo lasts about 9 million years. This is good, yeah, good, very good world, as compared to human world. However, there is an end. At the end of Tendo or heavenly being, we need to experience death again. And second world, we call it the world of human beings. That is Ningendo. And the third world is the world of warlike demigods. We call it Shurado. And Shura actually is obligation of Asura. And original word of the Asura. Asura in Sanskrit. It is a world of gods. However, the gods fighting each other, always fighting each other. So it is considered to be one of 3 good worlds among 6 worlds. We call Sanzenshu or Sanzendo. It's a good, considered to be good world. However, because gods always fighting each other, it's considered to be actually not so good. Then we have the world of animals. It's called Chikushodo in Japanese. And many Japanese actually try not to kill the insects. One of the good example is called slipper, called geta. Have you ever heard geta in Japanese? Geta. It's a slipper, but there is a height or what you call it's a platform, so that it is like high heel. So instead of flat foot, they try not to kill the insect. That is we call geta. So we try not, every effort to avoid the opportunity to kill the animals. That is because after we die, we may become part of Chikushodo. Can be insect, can be animal. That actually is one of the possibilities. And then the world of starving. That is we call gakido, or it's a hungry ghost. So Ryurin Obon is based on the gakido who fell into the gakido, the world of hungry ghost. And how we can say the mother who fell into the gakido. And Shakyamuni Buddha gave instruction in the end of July, in the middle of July actually, July 15, that many priests are having a retreat, and you should have a memorial service for the person who fell into the gakido, hungry ghost. And then you offer foods, various kinds of foods, to the priests who are having the Yusuti and the Samaritan. Then mother was saved. So that is actually the world of starving. And then we have the world of hell. So the world of hell is also very scary world, but it's not eternal. That is good. It's a part of big wheel. So there is an end. And however, this after end of hell, you might come back to hell again. So we don't know. So it is actually not the belief, what you believe, but what you did. The karma, what you did decide whether we can be born in good world or bad world. So that is the basic idea of the karma. So the fact, we are born, it cannot change. It's actually already said. We cannot choose parents. We need to accept the situation or environment that we are born. We cannot change this situation. We need to accept it. Then in India, there is a caste system that, there is a level of the society. And those who were born in a low status, they actually accept the low status because it is not, you cannot change. And it is considered your past life actually caused the lower status. So they believe, deeply believe that the fact miracle is actually based on what you did in the past life. So we can accept this situation, but we have a chance in this life because whatever we do in this life can cause the next life. So that is the good part of the Hinduism. We can do good, then we can be born into the better life. Also, our situation right now, we cannot change because of it was brought by the past deeds. It was brought by the past. We cannot change this moment right now. But by doing good in the future, we can change our life. That is the very basic idea of Hinduism and Buddhism. So anyway, there are 6 words, but that is a part of samsara. It's a wheel of life. So what Buddhism want to teach is actually end of samsara. End of samsara. Because samsara, no matter how human being we are born, we need to experience death. No matter how good world like heaven we are born, we also need to experience death. So that is actually not a good world. So these 6 words are not good world. Then we need to do practices. Then the enlightenment is the goal. So once we get enlightenment, there is no samsara, no wheel of life, no reincarnation. You can be happy forever. That is our eternal purpose of Buddhism, enlightenment. Then our teaching is actually to get enlightenment is very difficult. How we can get enlightenment? Also meditation, we can have peace, but it doesn't last long time. We can have peace only short time, and by practicing, we can get it longer and longer, but it is actually considered in a shorter moment. Then how can get enlightenment? And Hoden Shoden, actually, our Jodo teaching is by Nenbutsu, by calling Buddha name, Namo Amida Butsu, by relying on Amida Buddha, original God, that saved everybody. By Nenbutsu, we born into pure land, Amida Buddha pure. Then we can detach ourselves from the delusive worlds, transmigration. We are born into pure land of Amida Buddha. That is called Jodo, pure land Jodo. So our temple name, Jodo mission. It's a mission to lead people to Jodo, the pure land. Then we can detach ourselves from the delusive worlds of samsara. We can have peace for good and evil. Then we can actually seek for the enlightenment under Amida Buddha. That is our Buddhism. So we teaching to be born into Amida Buddha. Then over there in the pure land, we actually seek for them. So that is actually what we'd like to achieve. And I'd like to share example how difficult to be born as a human being. And this story is actually quoted, introduced in the Nirvana Sutra. Nirvana Sutra is the last teaching of Shakyamuni Buddha. There is a blind turtle that lives in the bottoms of ocean. And this blind turtle has such a long life, incredibly long life. And this blind turtle, once in a while, actually once in 100 years, come up to the surface. Then Buddha actually asked his disciple Ananda, do you think it's possible this turtle, blind turtle, get to the floating rock? And this floating rock has a hole which is about the turtle head. Is it possible turtle get to the hole? And Ananda said, no, it's impossible. Cannot. It's so impossible. It's a huge ocean. And the possibility of the floating road, which has a hole, is such a rare thing. And then turtle, you don't know when to come up, although once in 100 years, such a rare opportunity. It's impossible, master. Then Shakyamuni Buddha explained, Ananda, nothing is impossible. Nothing, it could happen. And in fact, to be born as a human being is more rare with a blind turtle get to the hole. That is an example that Shakyamuni Buddha taught. So he wanted to express that, for the blind turtle to get to the hole of the floating road is such a rare thing. But to be born as a human being is more rare. It's actually that Shakyamuni Buddha wanted to tell. And which is more difficult is to meet Amida Buddha's teaching is more rare. So the fact we encounter Jodo mission is such a miracle thing that I always believe. To be born as a human is such a very difficult thing. And then to meet Buddhism is also such a rare thing. And to meet this Amida Buddha's teaching is such a rare thing. So I always believe that to practice Buddhism over here at the Jodo Mission Temple is such a rare thing. And this actually is a quote from the Muryojikyo Sutra that Amida Buddha actually want to save people even though those who fell into the hell. And that is, I think, another big difference between Buddhism and other religions. Buddhism, we actually want to help people who may fall into bad worlds such as hell. So this is a translation. Anyone who enters into this light of Amida Buddha will be cleansed of the three defilements: greed, anger, and ignorance. His body and mind will soften and feel relaxed. His heart will rejoice in happiness, thereby producing the pleasure of good disposition. Should anyone come across this light in the three nether realms, three evil worlds, where only pain and despair reign, he will be relieved of agony and obtain rest and repose. When he ends his life, enlightenment will bestow upon him. So this part is telling us Amida Buddha great light can cast upon the people who fell in the three bad worlds: hell, world of hungry ghosts, and world of animals. And those who happen to come across this Amida Buddha light can relieve from suffering and obtain rest and repose. And not only that, when he ends his life, enlightenment will be bestowed upon him. That is the quote from the Muryojikyo Sutra. And Amida Buddha is known as the Buddha of infinite light. So there are actually known as 12 lights, Buddha, 12 lights of Buddha. And the first characteristic of the Buddha light is the Buddha of infinite light. Infinite light. So the Buddha of eternal light. And next characteristic is the Buddha of boundless light. Number 3, Mugekobutsu, the Buddha of unhindered light. and Buddhai Kobutsu, the Buddha of incomparable light, and Enno Kobutsu, the Buddha of burning light, and Shoujo Kobutsu, the Buddha of pure light, and Kangi Kobutsu, the Buddha of delightful light, Chie Kobutsu, number 8, the Buddha of wisdom's light, and Fudan Kobutsu, the Buddha of incessant light, or unceasing light, and number 10, Nanji Kobutsu, the Buddha of inconceivable light, and number 11, Musho Kobutsu, the Buddha of indescribable light, and number 12, Chōnichiga Kobutsu, the Buddha whose light surpasses the sun and the moon. So, Amida Buddha light described as 12 characteristics, and that is actually a great characteristic of Amida Buddha. So, by reciting Nama Amida Butsu, we go to the pure light. We go into Amida Buddha. At the same time, we read 12 lights. And this light can be extended to those who may go into the three worlds. So that is the great characteristics of Amida Buddha and his pure light, and the Buddha light. So, thank you. I'd like to recite Metta Sutra together. May all beings be happy. May they be joyous and live in safety. All living beings, whether weak or strong, in high or middle or low realms of existence, small or great, visible or invisible, near or far, born or to be born, may all beings be happy. Let none deceive another, nor despise any being in any state. Let none by anger or hatred wish harm to another. Even as a mother, at the risk of her life, watches over and protects her only child, so with a boundless mind should one cherish all living things, suffering sufficing love over the entire world, above, below, and all around without limit. So let each cultivate an infinite good toward the whole world. Thank you very much. Page 7, the Nembutsu. Benediction, page 8.
Buddha sends forth oceans of wisdom, mercy, and love.
Okay, thank you so much. This concludes the Sunday service. Next week, September 11th, we will have a Higan Day service, the autumn equinox day service. And we will have a special prayer, Chutoba prayer. And also, after the end of Higan, we would like to honor the Kupuna, or elderly person who are 80 years and old. So please attend, Higan service. Also, special, September 11 is a very special day, 2001 September 11. So we would like to offer prayers to those who are victims of the tragedy. So anyway, thank you very much, and happy Labor Day again. Thank you. Please be safe. Mahalo.